Hi everyone. So now our lesson is about quartiles of group data. Now here is an example of a group data. Here we have the scores of grade 10 students in a math quiz. Na kapag group data, meron tayong interval, hindi katulad ng ungroup data, given lahat ng raw scores. Sa group data, may given tayo na intervals just like these scores. For example, we have 21 to 25, 26 to 30, and so on. Now, in a group data, ang kailangan lang nating tandaan, dapat kapag 5 ang interval dito, just like here, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, meaning we have 5 na interval, dapat lahat ng dito ay 5 ang interval. Just like this one, 26 to 30, 5 din, and so on. Lahat sila ay 5 ang interval. Now, in a group data, naka-table po ang ating data. Meron tayong given frequency, meaning, anong ibig sabihin ng frequency? Frequency indicates how frequent the scores occurred. Meaning, ilang beses tumabas yung ating score. Dito, ang frequency, for example, sa scores na 21 to 25, frequency is 2. Ibig sabihin po nun, dalawang estudyante ang nakakuha ng 21 to 25 na score. And then 9 for 26 to 30, and so on. So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng frequency. Now, in the group data, we have to add another table to get the quartiles of group data, which is CF, or the cumulative frequency. Now, ang cumulative frequency po, how can we get the values of the cumulative frequency? We will start with the frequency of the lowest score. Now, the lowest scores are 21 to 25. The frequency of 21 to 25 is 2. We're just going to copy 2. That is our first CF, 2. And then, how can we get the next cumulative frequency? We're just going to add 2 to 9. That is 11. And then, to get the next cumulative frequency, we're going to add 11 and 13, that is 24. And then, again, we have 24 plus 11, that is 35. And then 35 plus 10, that is 45. And then 45 plus 5 is equal to 50. So that is how can we get the cumulative frequency. Now, yung dulo ng cumulative frequency mo or CF should be equal to the total number of frequencies. Now, how did we get 50? We're just going to add all the frequencies that is equal to 50. Again, you have to remember that the last cumulative frequency should be equal to the total number of frequencies. And then the last should be kapantay ng highest score. Again, copy the frequency of the lowest score plus, and then so on. That is the cumulative frequency. Now, we can get quartile 1. For quartile 1, we have the formula L plus N over 4 minus CFB times I all over F. Where L is the lower boundary, N is the total number of frequencies, CFB is the cumulative frequency from below, I is the interval, and then F is the frequency of the first quartile. Okay, so our first step in getting the quartiles, okay, this step-by-step process, lahat po na magiging process natin dito will be applicable sa lahat ng quartiles. Ang mag-iiba lang is the formula. Now, our first step, your first step is always to get N over 4. Ito lagi yung first step natin. Yung fraction sa loob ng ating formula, that should be our first step. So, N over 4, again, N is equal to 50 over 4, that is equal to 50 divided by 4 is equal to 12.5. Now, what are we going to do with 12.5? We are now going to locate 12.5 in our cumulative frequencies. Now, 12.5 is somewhere in between 11 and 24. Nandito po si 12.5. Now, ano ibig sabihin nun? We have to get our quartile 1 class. Now, if 12.5 ay nasa gitna ng 11 and 24, yung mas mataas na cumulative frequency, that will be our quartile 1 class. Quartile 1 class. Ibig sabihin, doon po natin kukuhanin lahat ng values for our quartile 1 formula. Okay, now we have our quartile 1 class. We can now get L. Again, what is L? L is lower boundary. To get the lower boundary, we have to get the lowest score of our quartile 1 class, which is 31. And then, since we're talking about lower boundary meaning yung boundary nung last score bago yung score ng lowest score ng ating quartile 1 class, that is 31 minus 0.5. 0.5 here is constant. Kapag kinukuha natin si lower boundary, constant po si 0.5. Lagi tayo magma-minus ng 0.5. So that is equal to 30.5. Now we have the lower boundary. Next, we're going to get CFB. That is equal to CFB, cumulative frequency from below. Now, since the CF of our quartile 1 is 24, and CFB means cumulative frequency from below, kukuhanin natin yung nasa baba. CFB is equal to 11. Again, yung CF na nasa baba ng quartile 1 class, that is our CFB. Cumulative frequency from below is 11. And then, I is the interval. Again, interval po, we're going to get here sa ating scores. What is the interval between the two scores? So, again, ang interval po pag group data ay iisa lang para sa lahat ng scores. So, kung dito 5, sa lahat po yan, 5. Again, how can we get interval? We're just going to count from the lowest score up to the highest score. That is 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Interval is 5. And then, F is the frequency of the quartile 1 class, that is 13. That is the frequency of the quartile 1 class. Again, this is our quartile 1 class. The frequency F is 13, that is F. Now, all of our values are complete for our quartile 1 class. So, we're now going to get quartile 1. Quartile 1 is equal to L is 30.5 plus N over 4 is 12.5 minus CFB is 11 times I is 5 all over frequency is 13. So we plug in all the values to our formula for quartile 1, that is equal to 30.5. Ang uunahin nating i-solve is the one inside our parentheses. So that is 12.5 minus 11, that is 1.5 times 5 over 13. Okay. Now we're going to solve for 1.5 times 5. That is 7.5 divided by 13. That is 0.57. 30.5 plus 0.58. And now we can add 30.5 plus 0.58. That is 31.08. That is our quartile 1. Now, we have to remember that your final answer in quartile 1 should be somewhere in between the scores of your quartile 1 class. 31.08 is somewhere in between 31 to 35. Ibig sabihin, hindi pwedeng lumayo sa dalawang values na to yung inyong magiging sagot. Kapag ang naging sagot nyo dito is like 41 or something, andito na po yun. Ibig sabihin, wala yung sa quartile 1 class nyo, mali yung quartile 1 na nakuha nyong value. Okay, so that is all for quartile 1. For quartiles 2 and 3, we just have a different formula, but we have the same steps and procedures. So that is all. God bless you all.